Now, usually I'm just going to throw this out there. Usually meditations are best at the end of class. In Yin, however, because it's a more relaxing class or it's getting you into a deeper place, I like to do the meditation at the beginning of class. But if you've taken um, my vinyasas, we actually do a little meditation sometimes at the beginning, sometimes at the end. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I was listening to something the other day, and so I wanted to clarify because some teachers do teach meditation at the beginning, some teach it at the end. So, but for us, we're going to come into it right now. I'm going to close my window a little so you don't hear the wind chime as much. You can start seated. You can sit up against a wall, a door, couch, chair, whatever works. Sit on something if you need to be supported, especially the hips. Start to notice what you feel as you sit here in this moment. How are the legs, the hips, the low back, the spine, and all the way up, arms, neck, and head. No need to label any of these feelings. Just be an observer. And we're going to take the attention to the stomach. So as you breathe in, generously expand your core area so that you feel the expansion all the way around your whole body, the whole rib cage. You can feel the skin, the body, all the way around, expanding and coming back with each breath in and each breath out. And as you breathe out, imagine, if you will, a dam. And that dam has a small little lake. And there's two choices. You can fix the leak, even though another hole will probably appear somewhere else. Or you can allow the water to very slowly continue with this very small, slow release of water. There's no threat to expansion. It's just a very slow trickle. With the slow release, you are given more time to stand back. To develop solutions. To come up with a response that will best serve everyone. with merely trying to patch up the leak. And then walking away, you run the risk of multiple leaks. A bigger crack. And it's a little like life. Each and every day, each and every moment, we have the choice to hold on to things until they expand like they feel they're going to burst, or to release, to let them go. Show ourselves some kindness, some love. And for your last few breaths here, feel that expansion again around the rib cage. Feeling your power of the movement. Allowing stress and tension to be free. Slowly begin to flutter the eyes open. You can stay seated. Make sure you're on your sits bones, however. It doesn't matter which leg is on top, which leg is on bottom, or which leg's in front, or which leg's behind. I just want to make sure you're on your sits bones. Take a full breath in. And on the exhale, you're just going to walk the hands forward. If you can bring your forearms onto the floor, great. If not, maybe bring your arms onto a bolster, also great. Let the back of your head be heavy toward the floor. And squeeze your core just a little bit to help you come up to a seat. Good, take a full breath in. And on the exhale, gently twist to the right. Bringing your left hand onto your right knee. Anything going on with the neck or the shoulders, just go ahead and look forward or look in the same direction as your chest. No need to turn your head to the left or right or up or down. On the inhale, slowly face forward and twist all the way to the left, right hand, left knee. And then inhale, face forward. We're going to get right into the hips and the inner thighs. So collect your blocks, or like I have right here, 2 blankets. Again, you can use blocks. I just forgot to get mine, so I grabbed my blankets instead. We're going to come into a supported butterfly. You, however, if you've got anything going on with your low back, you can make this little Barbie doll bed with your blocks. 1 block on setting number 1, 1 on setting height number 2. Place this bed if you will, of blocks toward the back of your mat, and then place your bolster or pillows vertically on top of those blocks. Now this version, the reclined, or I should say supported reclined butterfly, is it's a better version if you've got anything going on in your low back, because butterfly, there is a slight back bend going on. So place the blankets or blocks under your knees, bring the soles of your feet together, adjust those feet if you want more of a stretch in the fascia and the inner thighs. Bring the feet closer. If not, take the feet away and then lower your spine onto your prop or props. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can bring palms face up to receive energy, or palms face down to be grounded, to be connected with the earth, to let that energy help you feel a little more secure, comfortable in your physical presence. And we're taking this idea that I brought up in the meditation of holding on and letting go, harboring, releasing. We're going to bring it into every pose as well. So as you're in this pose, this shape, pay attention to any place that you might be squeezing, any muscles you might be engaging, any tension, and let those areas go. I know it's easier said than done. And what does that mean? How can you let it go? How can you allow the release to begin? Using your breath, intention, the mind. More oftentimes than not, the stress that we have in our life usually comes from our reactions rather than our responses to the challenges that are thrown at us. And it's not about keeping your head in the sand and running away from all the difficulties, but it's also not holding on to them so much, harboring everything so that you can't get better or move on or succeed or whatever word, fill in the blank. We are human beings, we have egos. There's usually a negative connotation with the word ego. But there's definitely many times that our ego is there to help us. When we're thinking about doing something very risky, like bungee jumping or jumping out of an airplane, it tells us, wait a minute, you've got injuries, or you're this age, maybe you shouldn't do that. It works as a way to protect us. But because we're humans, a lot of times our first reaction is to harbor, to hold on to things. And sometimes, maybe for some of us, many times, we don't realize that we are harboring things. We are walking around and making everything seem okay. And while there's definitely pluses, you have one more minute here, and benefits to being positive, to having a bright outlook on the future, there's a certain level of realism that's important to acknowledge so that we can heal, so that we can move on, so that we can let go and release from those things that hold us back. Two more breaths. And now after those two breaths, you can slowly come up, but just a little bit, move your props because you're going to be on your back. Make sure your bolster and at least one or two blocks or blanket are nearby. Keep those nearby for your next shape. I don't give water breaks, but if you are thirsty, please get something to drink. It's warm. I've been drinking some vegetable juice in the evening just to get extra hydration because it's been so warm. All right. Your next pose, like I said, it's going to be on your spine. You're going to come into an eagle supine twist. You don't have to take the eagle part. That can maybe place a little bit of a strain on the low back or irritate any sciatic issues that you have, though you need to stretch even if you've got an inflamed sciatic nerve. You don't want to make it mad. So I'm going to start with my bolster on the right side. Bring your thicker props over to the right. We're going to place the left shin, knee to ankle on the bolster or pillows. I've got a block here that I'm going to place behind my right cheek. Once I bring this left leg up and over, I'm going to wedge that block right behind my right cheek, and then I'm going to move my right shoulder all the way over as far as I can so that I can hopefully get my shoulders flush with the mat. Then expand the arms out. Again, palms face up to receive energy, palms face down to feel grounded, to slow down. And maybe look left to continue with the spinal twist through the cervical spine. You have 7 vertebrae in your cervical spine. It starts just at the base of the skull, and it's the first 7 vertebrae that go down just to the top of where the base of the neckline is, and then you've got your thoracic spine. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Now, when we go through these different areas of life and we go through experiences and we move through events that at some point in our life we ask the question, why? Why me? Why that? Why then? And so the release of those really traumatic or seemingly negative, life-changing experiences, it can be really challenging to release those things. There are many things that you can do. There's therapy, meditation, talking to your priest or pastor, minister, whatever faith you believe, someone that you feel could help you. There is yoga, not just the movement. There's various parts of yoga, like I just went over the chakras and the 8-limbed yogic path. We just finished that a few weeks ago. So there's different ways and things of changing your actual life, your habits, that can help slowly release those things. And I can tell you that we never forget. And the way that we're built, I don't think we're meant to forget. But what's important to do so that we can get into that release is to forgive. Not being in that state of forgiveness, whether it's forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of others, forgiveness of things, events, times, places, that's where we're harboring. We have one more minute on this side. Now, I said we were going to get into an eagle supine twist, but I had you get into a regular supine twist. So just a note for anybody who is watching the video. And as you move here into the supine twist, feel the release in the shoulders. Let them go. The spine. Allow this shape to be an intention of ringing out. Relax the hips so that they can move however they need. And take 2 more breaths. And then slowly remove any props you might have behind that right cheek. Come onto your spine. Maybe either bring your knees to your chest or bring the knees together with feet on the floor. Maybe just let those knees dance from right to left, or nothing at all, whatever feels good. Start to move your props to the other side. And this time, bring your right shin from knee to ankle up and over. Maybe wedge a block, blanket behind your left cheek. Take your left shoulder as far left as possible so that you can get that upper back flush with the floor, arms out, palms up. Palms face up, palms face down. Keep your head neutral or look to the right. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Lao Tzu asked, how can you follow the course of your life if you do not let it flow? The pollen collects until the rain washes away whatever has not been taken as seed. The moss forms on stumps and rocks until the feet of animals wear it off. The leaves that cover the path disintegrate in time to show the lost their way. It is the same with us. Our dreams collect like pollen until the sweat and tears of our living them washes away whatever has not become possible. Our soft, gnarly clumps of attachment grow out of our stone, joy and sorrow alike, until what is food is eaten and what is not is worn away. Like fallen leaves, our memories cover our path until they are remembered out of existence, setting us free. Often the pain of resisting makes us rust like iron, and in order to re-enter the flow of life, we need to be scraped back to our original surface. Our feelings, if not released, bred the heart with their grit. Like windows filmed by weather, we wait on loving hands to be rubbed clear. It is inevitable. Experience covers us over, and the expressive journey lets us come clean to the table of light again. You have about 1 more minute here. Take 2 more breaths. And come onto your spine. Remove props. Take any movement that you'd like. When you're ready, go ahead and come up to a seat. You might want to bring some of those props with you. If you've got the feeling that your hips are tight, you might want to sit on a blanket or a small pillow. Definitely make sure that your blocks are handy, and an additional soft prop like a blanket. We're going to come into half shoelace. I'm going to roll up my blanket like a Tootsie Roll, and I'm going to place it under my right knee. And then I'm going to bring my left knee on top of my right knee. So it's not a figure four. We're not bringing ankle on top of thigh. We're bringing knee to knee as best you can. And then I'm bringing the blocks so that I'm going to make sure I'm on my sits bones. And then I'm going to lean forward and rest my arms on the blocks, forehead to knee. Now, if this is a deep stretch, this particular stretch for many people, they feel it from the back of their neck all the way down through the tailbone, across the bum, and to the back of the leg. So if that's too much, maybe bring something soft between your chest and your left leg so that you don't fold forward a lot. You fold forward enough to feel the stretch, but not to where you feel any pain. Some place where you feel like you can rest your chin or your forehead. Very slowly breathing in and out. Coming back to that intention, that idea of release. Paying attention to what's going on in your shoulders. Observing the feelings in the hips, the back. Don't forget about your mouth, your jawline, the facial expressions. Keep everything soft. All things in existence participate in this involuntary cycle. For human beings, the process of living stains us repeatedly with the grit of being here, with heartache and disappointment, and the pointedness of being human, which can sicken us if harbored, or make us whole if released. Again and again, we, more than any other life form, have this majestic and burdensome power to harbor or release the impact of our experiences. Humbly, we are asked to keep the flow real between what is taken in and what is let out. We have only to breathe to remember our place as a living inlet. Experience in, feelings out. Surprise and challenge in, heartache and joy out. In a constant tide, life rushes in, and in constant release, we must let it all run back off. For this is how the earth was made magnificent by the sea, and how humankind is carved upright again and again by the ocean of spirit that sets us free. We have about 1 more minute here. Take 2 more breaths. And slowly come up. Extend those legs. We'll go ahead and take shoelace, half shoelace on the other side. So this time, extend your left leg long. Maybe a prop under your left knee. Bringing any other blocks that you need between your chest and your leg or under your arms. And when you're ready, let the body flow forward. Taking a big breath in and a settling breath out. When we think about things that we hold on to, it really is only hurting ourselves. And there are certain experiences that it's definitely feels more comfortable to hold on to that pain rather than to shed that skin. But if not now, then when? When are you ready? And even more than when are you ready? Why? Why are you holding on to certain things? Does it serve a purpose? And what would happen if you took a lesson or several lessons from whatever that is? You can't ever change what that was, and it's nothing to feel bad if you are holding on to things. But what is holding on to those things? What is it preventing me from doing? Or how is it preventing me from growing? From evolving, learning, loving? You have about 1 more minute on this side. We do have the ability. Take 2 more breaths. And slowly come up. Now your next 2 poses, you're going to be face down. So if you feel like you want to end the class at legs up the wall, then you might want to be face down near the wall. If you want to come into Shavasana, then you're fine. You'll just flip over. Moving into Sphinx and Seal pose. Anything going on with the low back, be very mindful. Forward folds are much better than back bends. But if it only hurts a little bit, or you feel like, you know what, I got this, you know your body better than I do, maybe use something that you can fold up or grab a small pillow. I like to roll up a blanket under and place it under my hips when I come into Sphinx pose, when my low back is hurting me and the arthritis in my spine. It's not as bad as what was happening in my neck that caused the surgery, but it's gotten to a stage now where certain movements just trigger it. Back bends is one of those things I've discovered in the last year and a half. So coming into Sphinx pose, we're going to be in Sphinx pose, elbows under shoulders, wrists in line with elbows. You can bring a block to rest your forehead upon. You will be here for 2 minutes. If you have seal in your practice, then you will stay right where you are, and you'll just simply take the hands out wide, straighten the arms, lifting up. You'll be in Sphinx for 2 minutes. I will let you know when that 3rd minute comes up, and you can stay in Sphinx. You can come all the way down, or you can move into Seal, which again is the same position that you're in for Sphinx, except you'll take the hands outside your mat. You'll straighten the arms to get, instead of a low back bend, to get a higher back bend. So know that almost all of us hold on to things. We harbor things. We're human. We get hurt feelings. We get angry. We get sad. So it's nothing to feel bad about. It's nothing to blame yourself over to say negative things about yourself. No, no, no. None of that, none of that. We have about 40-ish seconds more here in Sphinx pose. Rather, it's moments like this when we're calm and we're quiet and we're still, that clarity has space to speak to us. Maybe we start walking with on a different path, a path that allows us to release. So you can stay right here in Sphinx pose, or you can move into seal, pushing into your hands, straightening the arms. Like I said, my low back just does not like seal pose anymore. So it's not worth it. So you're here for one more minute. About halfway done. And there should actually, and there can actually be a sense of joy when you come to this place of mindfulness where you are truthful and honest with yourself about certain things. Again, nothing to be mad at yourself about. Take 2 more breaths. And after those 2 breaths, just bring your body all the way down to the floor. And we'll take 3 or 4 breaths here before you move into your next pose. You're going to be right there at the floor, so no need to relocate just yet. We've got 1 more pose before you come into your last shape. Coming into crocodile. So since you're face down, you're gonna flare your feet out. So if you can take your attention to my feet, if you're watching the video, right now I'm on my toes, my heels are lifted, but I'm gonna point each set of toes out. I'm gonna adjust my hips and my legs so that my toes can point out. And then you can either rest your head on your hands or a small pillow. This is crocodile, and it sometimes has a benefit of internally rotating the hips in a different way that can bring a feeling of release. It can maybe release any tension in the low back. And just take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. First thing to release is any sense of guilt, self-blame, negative self-talk. And know that any feelings, any emotions, anything that you're harboring that's not serving you, they are all things that you created. How you got them, we're not talking about that. But the point is that since you created them, again, no judgment, then you can let them go. I know it sounds so much simpler, and I've been there. I've had things, I've had to do forgiveness of myself, forgiveness of people who physically, mentally, emotionally hurt me. But what happened is that I found more of a freedom of being who I am. And the only thing I wish is that I had done it sooner in my life. 2 more breaths here. And we were talking for a couple of minutes, so I'm probably going to go to about 8:02, 8:03, just to let you know. You can move into whatever final shape you would like to. Maybe it's Shavasana, where you lie down on the floor, using any props that you would like for support. Maybe you take legs up the wall. Take whatever serves you. Taking a nice slow breath in and a nice slow breath out. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Bring a little bit of movement to the legs, maybe the arms, fingers, toes. Eventually turn turn to one side. And when you're ready, come to a seat. We'll close class this evening with a single Om. You can hum instead of saying the Om, if that works better for your practice, no worries. Palms face up next to the sides of your body. Inhale your hands together up overhead and exhale them to your heart. Preparing for Om, take a full breath in. My pleasure to guide you through your practice this evening. Please take your hands up to your lips. I ask that you speak words of kindness and compassion, not just to others, but to and about yourself. Hands to eyes, I ask that you see the beauty and the love in others, but also that which lies within you first. And lastly, take your hands to your third eye center. Go and be the best you that you can be, because there is only one you. Inhale. Exhale as we bow forward to seal our practice and honor each other. Blessings and namaste.